Dear sisters and brothers, happy feast day as we celebrate today the feast of St. Francis Xavier Cabrini. When we think about the life of Mother Cabrini, she grew up in simple circumstances with a loving family. But certainly from the time she was born until her early adulthood, she suffered the regular struggles and challenges of anybody of her circumstances. Several of her siblings who she knew died. Her parents struggled and suffered and mourned with that. She herself also mourned. And being the youngest of 13 children in a family that had lost so many, oftentimes she was overprotected and treated as if her health was frail, and I'm sure her health was frail. But why do we celebrate her today? We celebrate her today because she taught us a new way of living out the love of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. She understood and practiced the pious practices of the Sacred Heart, but she brought into concrete action. She understood what it meant in Matthew chapter 25, when Jesus told the people that you are the ones who will go to heaven because you fed the hungry, you gave drink to the thirsty, you sheltered the homeless, you welcomed the stranger, you visited those in prisoners. And they said, but Jesus, when did I do that for you? And Jesus responded, you did that when you did that to the least of my brothers, when you did that to the least of my sisters. So today, if we really celebrate Mother Cabrini, if we really have a devotion to her, then our lives are called to follow her example, to make sure that when we're walking down the streets and there's somebody begging, if we can, we give them something, but at least we give them the dignity of being human, of looking them in the face and saying, hello, how are you? The strangers, are we welcoming the stranger? Or do we dehumanize people? And somehow because they came to our land or whatever land they have fled to and say, oh, they're criminals, they're less than human, they're here causing destruction. This is not what our lives are about. This is not what the gospel is about. It's not what Jesus is about. We, the missionary sisters of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, we stand in solidarity with all those people who are forced to leave their homelands because of weather conditions, because of drought, because of rain, because of heat, because of economic conditions, of violence, of wars, etc., who are only trying to survive, are only trying to provide some sort of hope for their children. We take a strong stance, and what oftentimes it's so easy to preach these things, but do we let them impact every dimension of our lives? Do we let them impact our dimension in the way that we relate to our family members, how we relate to our people and our communities and our churches, how we vote in political elections? All of this should inform our decisions and inform our behaviors. So as we celebrate this feast day, let us pray to Mother Cabrini for her intercession, that she gives us the courage and the zeal to really be lovers and concrete implementers of the love of Christ in the world, knowing that when we feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, welcome the stranger, that we are actually welcoming Jesus himself. Have a wonderful day.